Hi everyone, welcome to this lesson where today we're talking about angles of triangles, and I have two special theorems we're going to be talking about. The first one is the Interior Angle Sum Theorem, and the second one is the Exterior Angle Sum Theorem. So we've known for some time now that all the measures of angles of a triangle should add up to 180. So for example, if I was given two angles like 45 plus 95 plus this angle C that I want to find, I'm just going to call it X. That should all add up to 180 degrees. So 45 plus 95 is 140. So I'd be able to say, okay, well, 140 plus X is equal to 180. And clearly our X is going to be 40 degrees. That's stuff we've been doing, you've been doing for such a long time. So that's not a new idea. However, now that we're in geometry, we have to use that and apply the other theorems that we've also learned up until this point. So, for example, if I gave you this diagram here and I wanted you to find the four missing angles, we would look at this and say, okay, well, this is 40. I don't know this angle. I don't know this angle. But hey, I do know about vertical angles. We learned about vertical angles in a previous chapter. So if this angle is 50, then this angle is also 50 because of, again, of our vertical angles theorem. And now if I know that this is 40 and this is 50, well, that adds up to 90. And 180 minus 90 would mean that this is 90 degrees here. And that actually means that it's a scalene. All the angles are different, which means all the side measures are different. A scalene right triangle. Now over here, if this is 50 and I see I have an isosceles triangle because two sides are congruent, that means I have two base angles that are congruent. So this angle here is also 50. And then remember, 50 plus 50 is 100. 180 minus 100 would mean that this vertex angle here is 80 degrees. So not only do we need to know that all of our angles add up to 180, we also have to remember our vertical angles. We have to remember the properties of other angles like right triangles or isosceles triangles. Now the exterior angle theorem is where the two remote interior angles, this is called a remote interior, and it's a little tough for me to write. Remote interior, and this is also a remote interior. Remote means it's the further angles away from the exterior. Now we know exterior means outside. So if I was talking about this angle here, angle BCD, that would be the exterior angle, and I'm going to put that in red. The exterior angle is this angle here. The remote interiors, okay, so this angle here, angle A, plus the measure of angle B, the other two remote interiors, actually add up and equal the exterior angle. Now, the reason for this is pretty simple. If I add up these two angles, I'm going to get 140, and I'm going to then know that this angle here that's missing is 40 degrees, because 140 plus 40 will make that 180. Well, now think about it. If I figure out that this is 40 degrees, and I see I have a straight line, I have a linear pair, and that means these two angles are supplementary. So if this angle is 40, then this angle would have to be 140. So then I'm subtracting 140 from 180 to get that 140, where in actuality, all I really need to do is add up these two angles, because these two angles with this angle here should be the same as the measure of these two angles added up together. So the exterior angle theorem is that the two remote interior angles will always add up to that exterior angle. And that'll come into play all the time. So now if I wanted to fill out this diagram and also fill out my exterior angles, you'll see what happens. First of all, if this is 100, I don't know anything about these two angles, but if this is 92, so let's see, 180 minus 92 leaves me with 88. And it's isosceles, so I've got to have two congruent base angles. So that means these two angles here are 44. Okay, because I would just simply divide the 88 by 2, and each base angle is 44 degrees. If this is 44, then this is 44 because they're vertical. Now 100 plus 44 is 144. Subtracted from 180 would make this 36. So that's basically the order of how I would fill in the missing angles. But now something else I want to show you is this this exterior angle. This angle here. Now there's a couple ways to find it. We could subtract 180 we could do 180 minus 44, or I could simply add up 36 and 100. Those are the remote interiors, and they're going to add up to 136 here. Okay, so the sum of those two angles. Now, the other way is also here, and this is nice because you're getting different numbers. I could do 180 minus 44 and get 136, or if I add up these remote interiors, look at that. 92 plus 44 also gives me 36. So the two remote interior angles add up to make that exterior angle. And then, of course, the same would be true here. I would end up getting 136. Okay, let's take a look at a bunch of problems. So it says the measure of angle ACB. So if I wanted to find this angle here, that's going to be pretty straightforward. I would add up the two angles that I'm given, 51 plus 47. I get 98. And then 180 minus 98 would give me 82. So this angle here is 82. So that's pretty simple. Then BCD. Well, BCD, that angle is a linear pair with 82. So if this is 82, then 180 minus that 82 is going to be 98. So this is 98. Now what we should also notice, look, that 98 was here because this is an exterior angle and it's just really the sum of these two angles here. So notice this 98 is exactly that 98 that I had from the previous problem. The last one here, DBC, so this angle here. So there's a couple things I could do. I could add up 98 and 48 and subtract that from 180. I could look at the big triangle and add up 47, 51, and 48 and figure out the missing angle here. Either way, it's going to work. So 98 plus 48, let's see, is 146. And then 180 minus 146 would mean that that angle is 34. And I would get the same thing if I added up all of the angles of ABD. I would still get 180. Okay, good. Next one. This diagram is a little bit more complicated for sure, but let's take a look. It says B, C, and E are collinear. So this is a straight line, but there's a note that C, E, and G are non-collinear. So this is not a straight line here, but this from B, C to E is a straight line. Okay, so let's see what we can find. We might not be able to do these in order. We may be able to do them in order, so we'll have to skip around and see. All right, so if this is 50 degrees, that really doesn't tell me anything here. This is 100. So if this angle is 100, I know that this angle here is 100. So let's see. BCF is 100. And I know that because those are vertical angles. All right, so if this is 100, then this is 80. And this is 80 because those make a linear pair. So let's see. BCD is 80 and ECF is 80. All right. So now I've got this little mini triangle here. So if this is 100 and this is 60, then this angle is 20 because all of them have to add up to 180. So CDE is 20. All right, I'm going to switch colors just so I can see what's going on. All right, so now this ADC, if this is 20, then I have to subtract 180 from 120, so this is 160. So ADC is 160. Let's see what else we can do. I have a triangle here, BCF. So if this is 100 and this is 25, that's 125. Subtracted from 180 means that this angle is 55. All right, because I'm working with this little triangle here. So CBF is 55. Okay, now ABC, take a look. ABC, this angle here, it's part of this bigger triangle of ABE. So look, if this is 50 and this is 60, that adds up to that adds up to 110, which means that this angle here must be 70. Because again, look, I'm looking at the bigger triangle and it's got two angles of 50 and 60, so then that's 70. Let's see what else I'm missing. CEF. So CEF is this angle here. Well, if this is 80 and this is 30, that's 110 subtracted from 180, so that's also 70. EFG. So now let's look. I've got a 90-degree angle. This is 25 and 30, so that's 55 subtracted from 90 means that this is 35. Okay. And EGF, if this is 110 and this is 135, then that's 145. And 145 subtracted from 180 is also 35. Okay, pretty good problem. Next one, HJI. So I'm given a 30-degree angle. This is 90, so I know that this one has to then be 60, because that adds up to 180. Then HJL is also 60 because those are vertical. HJK, this exterior, this angle would have to be 120. And there's two ways to think about it. It's a linear pair with 60, or 90 plus 30 gets me that 120. And then IJL, it's vertical to the 120, so it's also 120. This one here, these are remote interiors, and remote interiors should add up to get this exterior. So 4x minus 5 plus 3x plus 1 should add up to 132. This then becomes 7x minus 4 equals 132. Add 4 on both sides, 7x equals 136. And then divide both sides, so it's 136 over 7. And that does not simplify nicely, so I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, next problem here. MNO. So MNO, if this is 145 rather, then this is 35, because that makes a linear pair. NMO, so let's see, 35 plus 105 is 140. So it means this little skinny angle here is 40 degrees. OMP. Now let's take a look. OMP is this angle here. I've got these two base angles. This is an isosceles in the middle. So if this is 105, then this is 75. And if it's isosceles, then this is 75. 75 plus 75 is 150. Subtracted from 180 is 30. MOP, I marked out as 75. OPM, I also marked up as 75. PMQ. So let's see, if this is 75, then this is 105. 105 plus 60 is 165. Subtracted from 180 to get this angle here would be 15. And then QPM, I already marked up as 105. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, now this is a little bit more of a crazier diagram to fill in. You can see I have one pair of parallel lines, so that also may help with some angles with a transversal. So I'm going to ask you to pause and then start this up when you have everything filled in. See what you can do. Okay, if this is 60, then this is 60. Vertical angles. Let's see what else I'm working with here. If this is 95 and this is 60 and these are parallel, then this has to be 35 here because that entire angle is corresponding to that 95. Then this is 95 because they're vertical. This angle here would have to be 85 because they're making a linear pair. So then if this is 85 and 60, that's 145. Subtracted from 180 is 35. So then this angle is also 35 because it's vertical to that. These are base angles. 35 plus 35 is 70. Subtracted is 110. This is a vertical angle with 110. This is then 70 to make that linear pair. 110 and 40 is 150. Subtracted, this would be 30. Okay, so let's see where we keep going on this. So then what else can I fill in for sure? Let's see. Okay, so if this is 60 and this is 35, that's 95. It's got to create a straight line. So this would be 85. 85. 85 plus 50 is 135. Subtracted from 180 is 45. So this is then 135. This is 70, so this makes it 10. Then look at this. You've got this huge triangle here, and in this huge triangle, you have a 60 and a 50, which means this entire angle should be 70. So if this is 45 already, then this makes this angle 25. Then let's see what else we could do here. looking around. Okay, so if this is 70 and 85, then that is 155. Subtracted from 180 means this little skinny angle here is 25. Okay, now 50 plus 60 plus 25 plus this 25. So I've got a 50 plus 50 is 100, 160, so that means this angle is 20. Kind of crazy looking. If this is 20 and this is 50, so that's 70, so then this is 110. If this angle is 110 and this is 30, then that's 140. It's got to create a straight line, so that means that this angle is 40. 180 minus 40 is 140, which means that these are each 70. My base angles of this little mini isosceles. And I think I got everything. Pretty crazy diagram, but we're pretty good to go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.